Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V20 6-tool power tool combo kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is Ready, Set, Bet with Matt Brown and Mike Somich on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Our number 3 Ready, Set, Bet here on a Sunday. Mike, where has the time gone? Look at us talking about all this sports. Sports are happening. Sports are fun. And not only are sports happening, the hardest hit ball in the StatCast era just happened in Pittsburgh. O'Neal Cruz just hit a ball 122.9 miles an hour. Nearly 123 miles an hour. It is the hardest hit ball of the StatCast era. There's your trivia for the day, guys. You're standing around the water cooler. Anyone ever asked you? It's as of today, it's O'Neal Cruz.
I just pummeled. The baseball was just pummeled. I mean, you don't see anything like that normally. So to see someone hit the ball that hard, just wild. Luckily, no one on base when he did it. So that was the good part.
Or no one in the way of the ball. Also, that's also or in the way of the ball. That could have been bad news for whoever was in the middle of that thing and wherever it was going to end up. Yes, we'll call it 10 minutes. They're gonna drag it out. We'll call it 10 minutes until puck drop. Stars and Oilers. Minus 170-ish out there, Mike, on the home Oilers. About 140, 145 on the plus side for the Stars on the road. 6.5. The total. Now we're juiced even more towards the under. If you can find the 6.5, some books have moved to 6s as well there on that one. If you wanted to play a puck line on the home team, minus 1.5 goals is sitting at plus 150. Everybody gets your final thoughts here right before this thing gets going.
Yeah, I'm on the other under 6.5. It's available at DraftKings minus 125 right now. I played it at minus 120. I do like the under in this game, considering the style that we saw from the Oilers in game 2. I believe they try and replicate that style. And again, we wouldn't see a ton of goals in this series if it weren't for power play goals, and specifically the flurry we saw at the end of game 1 from Dallas. All 3 goals in the third period for them on the power play. So I do like the under here at 6.5. I would play the under at 6 if that's what you have available, as long as you're catching plus money with it. I do think this is a more defensive battle, especially early on in the game if no one takes a quick lead. At the current price, I'd be on Dallas. I don't have a bet on a side here, but we're getting up to that like plus 145-ish number. I have him at plus 135, so I do have a little bit of value on Dallas. I have not seen anything on Hinsk officially in or out yet. I had looked on Twitter during the break and couldn't find it.
Yeah,
that would be the one.
Yeah, the last thing I saw was that he went out. He was apparently I guess this is a good thing. He was the 4th one out of the locker room onto the ice and then did some stuff and then was talking to a trainer on the side after that. But yeah, no in or out, but I guess they were saying it's probably a good thing that he was talking to the trainer, like just kind of saying like, hey, I feel good or whatever or something. So again, when we get definite one way or the other, we'll let you know, but that's kind of the last I saw here, Mike.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to play based on the way that we've seen the pregame skate go, but again, nothing official yet. I just think this is getting a little too much love toward Edmonton, and I don't think that they should be this big of a favorite. But again, I played the under versus playing either side, specifically on the money line here. So lean toward the Stars, played the under. One of those spots too, where if we have a big goal output in the first period, probably on the in-game under as well, if that ends up happening, because I do think this is going to be more of a defensive structured hockey game from both of these teams.
Do you think, okay, so at the current price you don't love, is there at the plus 150 puck line price, is that if you wanted to play the Oilers, let's say somebody is out there listening to us right now and they go, I hate the Stars team, I'm from place XYZ, I can't stand Texas and everything that exists in Texas, and they want to bet Edmonton in some way, shape, or fashion. Puck line is a good alternate here, or are you just again finding some other prop or some other way to get involved?
I'm playing the puck line. If I like Edmonton, I want to take the minus 1.5 goals. They're a very good empty net team. If they're up 1 late, you have a high probability they're going to be able to put it in the empty net if they get the opportunity to, if Dallas is unable to score. So I would take the puck line here if I'm taking anything, especially since you do have a higher total game in the NHL playoffs. That leans me toward wanting to take the puck line as well. So if you gave me 100 Matt Buck, said you had to put it on Edmonton somewhere, it'd be the -1.5 plus 165 number.
A reminder from yesterday, we had on your friend and mine, Aaron Halterman. He was on the Oilers, and just to kind of let you know how this has moved and where the support has come from. His price yesterday, Mike, was minus 150. So you can kind of see where this thing is going towards the Oilers.
Yeah, a lot of Oilers money. And that's why, like I said, at that -150 number, I'm like, yeah, no, it makes sense. I think that's fair. We've seen it up to -170 now. That's why I'm starting to lean back the other way toward the Stars, just because of the pricing here. It's just gotten a little bit out of hand as we come up to puck drop with all of this Oilers money that's coming in.
Yeah, so my thing just flashed. MGM's up to 175, as is Caesars. It looks like the market low out there, if you did want to play this, would be there's 165 at ESPN Bet if you wanted to play that. If you were looking to play the other side, Caesars is out there at plus 148. So that's kind of where you want to be if you're, depending on which side you want to play on.
Yeah, and the 148, that's tempting. Because like I said, I think fair is 135 here on Dallas. And so if you're getting 148, you're getting up to 150, you get 15 cents of value. That starts to get even more interesting to me. But it would never be Edmonton at -170, -175. That's too big of a number. Again, if I wanted Edmonton, I'd be playing the puck line.
And this is again there is a 6.5 at DraftKings. That's 125 towards the under. It did get to 6.5 at FanDuel, Mike, but that thing is now 140 towards the under at FanDuel. So you can kind of definitely tell the popular side here from a total perspective.
Yeah, and you're seeing some under sixes at plus 105, plus 110. I'd rather be playing 6 at plus 105 than I would be 6.5 at -140. So it's one of those situations where you want to shop around. You want to decide, okay, if you want the 6.5, go to DraftKings. That's -125. If you want a 6, you can find plus 105 out there. That would be the range that I would look at.
Yeah, it's obviously you do bring the push into play, but the value proposition, right, is so much higher if you're getting like that big of a difference, especially whenever you just look at the market high out there. Like we said, -140 is where this thing's is moving towards.
Yeah, look, the gap of 45 cents for the half goal is expensive, right? And so if you think that this is going to be a defensive structured game and you believe in that theory, 6 and 6.5 for 45 cents isn't quite worth it. Again, I'd rather take the 6.5 -125 than the 6 plus 105. But if your choices are 6.5 -140 or 6 plus 105, I'd take the 6 plus 105.
Yeah, coming through the Twitter machine now, Mike. So Hintz will not play for Dallas. So he is, according to Jason Gregor, who is the hockey writer there for them. So he is not going to play.
We'll see what happens with the price now. If we see any late movement because of that Hintz news, he's probably worth 5 cents to the game, somewhere in that range. So we'll see if we do actually see an adjustment there. One of the better two-way players, as well as one of the better offensive players for Dallas.
Our other playoff game, the Knicks on the road at the Pacers. This is 2 at DraftKings, FanDuel, circa out here behind me. Also at Fanatics, 1.5 at MGM, Caesars, and ESPN Bet. So you can find the 1.5 if you want to play Indiana. You can find the 2 if you want to bet the Knicks. 224, 224.5 are the totals that you're looking at here in this one. Mike, like I said, I'll fall for the banana in the tailpipe here. I played the Knicks. I also played the Knicks in the first quarter. I didn't do what Noops did and play them in the first half as well, but maybe I'll add that as well. Maybe I can get 3 losers in here on the Knicks today. But, again, it's a deal where they've fallen apart late a couple of different times now. I'll bank on them doing what they've done so far, which is looking like the better team earlier on in the game and then getting outplayed, down the stretch, some interesting coaching decisions and stuff. Like, I think Tibbs is a pretty good coach. I think that there will be adjustments made. Now, whether those are actually executed out on the court or not, to be seen. But give me the points. Give me the first quarter. Noops likes it at the half as well. I'm on the Knicks here, and maybe I'll walk in here, next week with my head held very, very low because I just continue to fall for it.
Yeah, look, if I was going to play the Knicks, I would be first quarter, first half. I think Noops is correct. I think the energy, you should expect the Knicks to come out and have that similar attitude that we saw from the Timberwolves yesterday in a must-win game 3 for them when you're down 0-2. The difference here, Knicks are on the road and the Timberwolves were at home. And I do think that is something you have to at least consider here. I didn't bet this game. I'm probably not going to bet this game. If I was, it would be Knicks first quarter, first half, somewhere in there. I'm just worried about how this Knicks team holds up long-term. We're in the third round of the playoffs. They play huge minutes for a short number of guys against a team that is very deep from the Indiana side that's now at home. I can see why people would make cases in both ways. I don't want to try and catch the falling knife with the Knicks here. So I passed the game, but it would be Knicks first quarter, first half if I wasn't.
Do you believe in the gotta have it narrative that is obviously going to be repeated a million times between now and the time this thing kicks off? Like, I have to have it. This, must win, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, in the playoffs, isn't every game a must win?
It is,
like,
but I do think that you see different efforts on the defensive side, loose ball scrambles, things like that from players in these situations. I think that does have to be factored in when you're talking about it. I believe in it in some ways. I like the Pacers kind of have to have it too, right? Like if they win this game, the series is basically over. So you can come in it from the Pacers side and say they need it as well. So I think that there are multiple ways you can look at the gotta have it style of handicapping.
If you're looking at this game as well, right? I mean, like there has to be some sort of correlation from a scoring standpoint to how you think that this thing is going to play out. I mean, Mike, is there a world that exists where the Knicks win this game and Jalen Brunson doesn't have let's call it whatever, 26 points, 28 points. I mean, like, is there a world that exists that doesn't happen?
Probably not. He needs to score if they're going to win this game. So the Brunson over, if you like the Knicks. I think the under too. Mitchell Robinson starting kind of tips the hand of the Knicks style that they're looking to play in this game as well. So I think Knicks under and points for Brunson are all kind of correlated in this spot.
A reminder, if you want to play the horses with Mike out there, First Bet is the place to do it. That is the number one, STBET.com. Use the promo code VEASAN200 to get up to a $200 sign-up bonus when you do that. Make your bets. Watch the races right there in the app, firstbet.com.
This is your before and after story, where your first steps towards a new life-changing career begin. Southeastern College can take you there. We offer in-demand hybrid and online programs with hands-on training, led by in-field career professionals, and career services to put you on the path to a rewarding and fulfilling future. This is where your transformation begins. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Ready, Set, Bet with Matt Brown and Mike Somich on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Ready, Set, Bet here on VSiN. Matt Brown and Mike Somich on a Sunday for another 45 minutes. Stick around with us and hopefully make some money. We are looking 3-0 in favor of Baltimore over Boston here in this one. Dean Kramer, Mike, giving up 6 hits, but has limited the damage. Only walked one. And so with that, nothing across here. Walker Buehler wasn't bad. He just wasn't great. And so you see this Orioles team, again, the 17-34 Baltimore Orioles with a 3-0 lead against the Red Sox. We know this can go any way. We saw the Orioles bullpen blow it yesterday. They could very well blow it again today.
Yeah, still plenty of time here. 4 more at-bats for the Red Sox to try and pull this one even. But it's like you said, Red Sox have 6 hits. They've had 7 base runners. It's been very spread out hits, nothing over the fence. So they've got to find a way to try and get the bats going here against the O's pen.
3-1 Brewers over the Pirates in the top of the 6th inning. Henderson, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks there for the Brewers. Just the 1 earned across for him, which was a nuclear missile home run by O'Neal Cruz, the fastest ball hit in the StatCast era. Falter, 5 1/3 so far. He's only given up 3 hits, Mike. Just 3 walks as well to go along with that. And he hadn't struck anybody out, so he's not missing any bats.
Yeah, nice to cash the first 5 there on the Brewers at plus money, minus the half run. Avoided having anyone on base when O'Neal Cruz nuked that 1 baseball, and some timely hitting. The walk's a big difference here. I mean, when you talk about those 2 stat lines, the difference is the free passes and the strikeouts, and that was the difference here for the Brewers in the first 5.
10 runs across already in the bottom of the 5th in the Reds and the Cubs. Hopefully you played that one as we talked that one through. Just a lot to point towards an over there in that one with those 2 pitchers that were on the hill. Tampa up 5-0 on Toronto in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the good. Bubic has only given up 1 run to the Twins, Mike. The bad. Ober has given up 0 runs to the Royals. So our Royals bet still alive, but holy mackerel, going to need something to happen here.
Yeah, you need to get the Royals offense going here. To bottom of the 7th right now, Giants up 3-1 on the Nationals, so I'll take the L there, trying to catch a big plus money first 5 on the Nats. And it was like okay on the pitching side after the first couple innings, but not able to get any runs across for me, Matt.
Yeah, Seattle 3-2 over Houston early, Texas 2-1 over Chicago White Sox, and 2-2 Arizona and St. Louis. Some of those other first pitches getting going as we speak. And speaking of that, Mike, let's get to our bet the cycle segment here, in which we will get to some of the bets that we have in the afternoon and evening slate. My single, pretty easy, Phillies money line. Phillies, look, the reason it's a single, it's a big number. We have limited games to choose from as well. So that's just kind of where we are here with this one. It's a big, oh my gosh, it's all the way up to minus 198. This was, when I put this in this morning, this was minus 170. This is like minus 170. It's out to minus 198 now in favor of the Phillies on the road against the Athletics. I think people are looking and seeing what's going on with Jesus Luzardo, which is a career resurrection here as he's moved over to Philadelphia. I have that Luzardo Cy Young ticket that I don't think is dead, that I think is pretty interesting. So again, the price has moved ridiculously now, but it's the single. It's the one that's supposed to get home.
It is. It's the only one you missed yesterday, though, Matt.
Yes, I know.
Your single's been tough for you here. I had 4 RBIs, or 4 players getting get RBIs yesterday. All of them got 1. Unfortunately, I had 2 of them with 2 to try and make a bigger number. My single, similar to yours, except I'm going to lay the run line here with the Phillies. I'll go minus 1.5 Luzardo on the hill. I think this is just a better Phillies team than this A's team. You should get some offense from the Phillies as well. So I'll go minus 1.5 for the Phillies, minus 115. That's out to minus 130 now because of that movement that we have seen in that Phillies game. And then Corey going with the Mets here, minus 130 against the Dodgers late as his single with Senga on the hill for the Mets there. And you mentioned it, only 4 games to choose from, for a little more difficult for us to be able to piece each of these together, Matt. Yeah,
my double, Phillies and A's under 10. A lot of this has to do with Luzardo and just how good he has been. And guys, if you haven't, I understand there's a lot of good pitching there in Philadelphia. So he gets hidden behind Nola, gets hidden behind Wheeler. But I think that's okay. And I can't say for certain this isn't actually helping him, Mike, where it's no longer this dude that was super hyped and this crazy prospect that didn't live up to all the stuff that was around him. I think maybe now that he can just kind of breathe and go out there and play baseball, things are going very, very well. But you look at his surface numbers with the 1.95 ERA and the 1.15 WHIP, which is backed up by a 3.14 and a 3.09 xFIP and xERA, with a very nice 27.7% K rate. His walk rate is down on the year, and his swinging strikes has held solid where he has been throughout the course of his career. He is the real deal. He is absolutely legit. And I'm playing the under here because while the Phillies might score 6 or 7 runs in this game, I don't know what the A's are going to do against him.
Yeah, I I didn't play it, but I don't disagree with you. I do think that Luzardo able to keep this Phillies team or this A's team in check on the offensive side. For the double for me here, let's go with Mookie Betts 2+ bases at +145. Betts taking on Senga in that Dodgers Mets game. In 5 plate appearances, he has 1 walk and 4 hits. So perfect 4 for 4 in at-bats, including a double and a home run against Senga. Hopefully can keep it going tonight. We'll take Mookie Betts 2+ bases at +145. Producer Corey for his double. Going to go with Senga, 7 strikeouts, +7 strikeouts there, +155. So he's got the Mets and Senga as his first 2 legs, kind of correlating that Mets-Dodgers game, Matt.
My triple, I'm just going to play the Padres on the money line, +122 versus the Braves. Dylan Cease has actually been, he's one of the few guys, usually, Mike, we come on here and we talk about the fact that the pitchers are who they are or that their expecteds are going to, or should mean that they're worse. That's actually the opposite here for Dylan Cease. He's the 450, 124 guy from an ERA and whip perspective. Then you look at the expecteds and it's down to 336 xFIP, a 336 Sierra, a 357 xERA, and you kind of look and you see everything's lined up for him, just doesn't really add up as to why he's getting the results he has. His K rate is where it is. It has been his whole career, which he's a high K rate guy. His walk rate is down where he increased that a little bit better last year as well, still sitting that sub 9% K rate with him. His swinging strikes are actually up. It's just been a bit unlucky for him so far. So I think Cease can certainly correct some stuff here and get me a plus money win on the road against the Braves.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think Cease is an interesting one. We'll see what happens there with this Braves lineup that's looking better the last couple of days once you add Ronald Acuna Jr. to it. For my triple here, we're going to go to Pete Alonso, 2+ RBIs at +370, going back to this Dodgers and Mets game. I like the pitching matchup here for the Mets lineup. I think that you're going to see some runs for them. And if they are able to produce, I think the polar bear a big reason. So we'll go 2+ RBIs here. Pete Alonso at +370. And producer Corey going with Brett Baty, 2+ hits for his triple. That's a +475 number. Very nice number to kick off that triple there for producer Corey.
And my home run, in which, again, we did hit yesterday, so it would be nice if we could make 2 of these in a row. I'm going to take the Dodgers on the run line and Shohei to hit a home run in this one. A little side note here about Shohei, Mike. He went out there a little earlier today, went out on the mound and threw a bullpen session. And, he was 96, 97. So Shohei, 96, 97 for this Dodger team. The thing is they've got like 75 starters. So I don't know. Could we possibly get Shohei in like an 8th inning, 9th inning role for this team? Like, do you really need him to start for them, Mike? Like, what if Shohei comes in and he's like your high leverage dude?
That's what I've been saying. Use him as the bullpen guy, right? Like, to be able to get through those 7th, 8th, 9th innings. We saw it in the Baseball World Cup where he pitched for Japan toward the end of games versus the beginning of games. I think it's a good spot to put Shohei in there. Home run for me, Nick Castellanos, +475 today for the Phillies. I'm going to be focusing on just these 2 baseball games. Castellanos getting a very favorable setup here. You got a pitcher who's given up 6 home runs. 5 of those 6 have come at home. You've got the wind blowing slightly out toward left field. So like righties hitting home runs, specifically for the Phillies, that points to Nick Castellano +475. You put my 4 together with the Phillies on the run line. Betts 2+ bases, Alonso 2+ RBIs, and Castellano home run. That's +7650, Matt. We had all 4 RBIs last time, just not the 2 RBIs we need from a couple guys. Hopefully we can get this one home. And then producer Corey closing it out with Andy Page 1+ home run at +500. So he's got the Mets money line, Senga 7+ Ks, Batty 2+ hits. He's leaning heavily on the Mets for the single, double, triple. Yeah. And then going Andy Page home run for the Dodgers +500. His parlay, 15,387.
It's not worth betting his. They're gonna. I'm telling. Like they're gonna light Kodai Senga up today. Like he has been. Ooh. You want to talk about a guy that's been dancing through the raindrops. 1.43 ERA with a 4.13 expected for this guy, Mike. His home run to fly ball ratio so far on the season, 1.9%. I mean, like. Not just happening, dude.
Just because regression is coming doesn't mean it's coming today, Matt.
It doesn't, but it will, because guess what? Shohei Ohtani is going to step in that batter's box, and he's going to launch one out of the yard in his first at bat. $199 for 14 months of VSiN Pro. We talk about it all the time that we usually give you 12 months for $199. Well, no. We're going to give you 60 free days with that, where you get the best bets and the betting splits. And you can watch us on the VSiN Watch app, and you get every single thing we do on a daily basis, including our betting guides at VSiN.com/subscribe. Just $199 for 14 months.
Welcome back to Ready, Set, Bet with Matt Brown and Mike Somich on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Ready, Set, Bet here on VSiN. Matt Brown and Mike Somich. We'll be joined momentarily by Brad Thomas from NBC Sports. But Mike wanted to remind everybody, if they did want to bet along with you with the horses today, we got a race going off here momentarily.
Yes, we do. Gulfstream Park, race number 6. 1 minute to post right now. The 2, Monet Never, was the pick from the Pucks and Ponies segment here. 5-2 right now on the live line. So getting the same number as the morning line on the number 2 host, Monet Never, in the 6th race at Gulfstream.
But we don't we don't have another horse to pair him up with. We want to win some money here. Well, 5-2 is not enough money. Come on. What are we doing?
All right, you want to pair him up?
We want to win. We want to win more money here.
I liked the number 7 horse, Venezuela is Gold, as well as a second place. So 2-7 exacta if you want to look for a little bit better of a value there.
Yeah, see, we're just trying to make a little bit more money here. 5-2 doesn't get the juices flowing, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. People never get excited about plus 250 winners in the NFL. Yeah, they're not even close to true.
Yeah, well, in horses, you know, you want your horse, you got to have a big number attached to your horse. I was saying out here, we got some. Hey, we have some Oilers sweaters out here in the book behind us. People coming down. I don't know what the weather's like up there this time of year, but
I mean, I'm sure it's nice.
Yeah,
right up in Alberta.
It's cut off.
I will tell you, we don't have any goals
bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, I know you can't see it. It's actually they're sat behind the corner back there. But yeah, they're right there. They've got the hats, they got whatever, and maybe an alcoholic beverage or 6 in front of them. So they're having a good time, no doubt about it. Now joining us here, Now joining us at Kokanee here on the Progressive Guest Line, Brad Thomas. You can find his work over at NBC Sports at Mr. Brad Thomas on the Twitter machine. Brad, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Memorial Day weekend, so went out to the beach, caught some sun rays this morning, and now ready to just handicap for the rest of the day.
There you go. That's a way to start the day. That is for sure. Can't walk to the beach here for me. That'd be a few hundred miles for that, but certainly the sun rays. I can get a bunch of those. Knicks on the road at the Pacers, and as we were doing that, my screen is flashing in front of me. The 2s are all getting bought up out there on the Knicks side of things. DraftKings down to 1.5, FanDuel down to 1.5, MGM down to 1.5. So everybody seems to be taking the bucket now with the Knicks. 224.5 is our total. What do you see here in this one?
Yeah, I mean, that makes a ton of sense why you take the Knicks here, get the +2, right? Like the Pacers shot 51% in the first 2 games on the road. The Pacers are a weird team too, because they just can't continue to shoot that well, especially from beyond the 3-point line. I actually went with a player prop in this one, and it's just got to be a sell high spot on Pascal Siakam. I went with him under 21.5 points. He exploded last game for 39 points, shooting 65% from the field and 60 from 3. He hasn't really been that much of a factor. Utilization wasn't that high. He went 8 straight games of scoring 21 or less, which, if you want to think about it, Pascal Siakam is just not the guy on this team. That's not his role, to take 25, 23 shots in the game. And Thibodeau, even though, he's probably going to get questioned about his decision-making in terms of minutes allotment in the last game, he made a really good decision later in that game by bringing Mitchell Robinson to get a little bit more length and athleticism on Pascal Siakam. I don't see Pascal Siakam just going out there and dropping 39 again.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Mitchell Robinson, who's projected to start today. So switching up the starting lineup there from Tibbs, putting Mitchell Robinson in. Do you think that changes the style we're going to see from the Knicks? We've had a couple guests talk about that possibly leading toward an under in this game because it's going to be a slower paced Knicks team versus this high octane Pacers side.
I actually do. It was kind of funny because I had Mitchell Robinson projected for a lot fewer minutes in this series, just because I thought they wanted to play a little bit smaller, spread it out a little bit more. It kind of clogs it up, especially clogs it up with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's been really effective while having, really good lanes to drive into. But with Mitchell Robinson in there, it just becomes easier. They can put two. Mitchell Robinson poses zero threat from deep, zero threat from mid-range. So it allows you to have someone kind of shadow come up underneath on any type of screen and roll you want to run. So I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring, but when you're down 0-2, especially losing your first two games, you got to make some changes because whatever you did in the first two didn't work.
Talking to Brad Thomas, NBC Sports Bet. Brad, is there a world that exists? I asked Mike this a couple of segments ago. Is there a world that exists in which this Knicks team wins this game and Jalen Brunson doesn't have 30 points? I know a lot of people, turn their nose up at same game parlays, but look, the public loves them. They like to play them. And so if people are going to string together some stuff here that makes sense, do you see a world that exists in which the other guys get it done and it's not Brunson?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't at all. I think they have to lean on Brunson, right? 36 in the last game. I think that continues. It's funny because he's hit his point total in both of these two games, and the books are just kind of scared to make it too high. You can't put Jalen Brunson's point total like at a SGA's point total in that 32.5 range, but he's going to have to drop 30. Like, this is a Pacers team who in two games so far, they've had their kind of quiet spells where they weren't shooting the lights out, but they're going to pick it up at any point in that game. So you need to get as much production out of him. And Karl-Anthony Towns has been kind of disappointing, right? Like, had it not been for him just going insane from three in that first game, we probably would have a totally different discussion. Like, is he not ready for the big moment? I know Tibbs benched him, but still, he wasn't being an effective scorer. He's the dude's 7 feet tall and he's taking fadeaway jump shots on smaller defenders. That's not sustainable. That stuff is garbage. And I think Jalen Brunson's the one who's going to have to carry this team.
Now we got a big game 4 over in the Western Conference tomorrow. The Thunder up 2-1 right now over the Timberwolves. And we saw the Timberwolves come home and absolutely blow the doors off the Thunder, shooting 57% from the field, shooting 50% from 3-point range. What do you expect from a defensive adjustment or even an energy adjustment from the Thunder in game 4?
Yeah, I actually think the Thunder are going to have a very drastically different energy approach. I don't think defensively they're going to change that much, because what they've done pretty much all season is when that screen and roll comes with Anthony Edwards and they put like a Chet, they say, if you're gonna beat us with one guy, go ahead, right? Like, Anthony Edwards all season only scored 29 or more points against the Thunder in the 4 games of the season once, right? And then the last 2 games he was effective. But if you come out with lackluster energy and your shots are not dropping, you're just ripe for a blowout. But I just think it's going to continue. They're going to defend him the way they are, because if Anthony Edwards is dropping 30-plus points and you're quieting the rest of the team, you stand a really good chance of the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the game.
Brad, I'm a very generous man, and so if I were to give you 100 Matt bucks to go in, and you could take the Timberwolves at plus 550 to win the series, or the Knicks at plus 400 to win the series, where are you putting the free money?
I'm going with the Knicks. I just don't believe in this Timberwolves team. I think it's just way too much pressure to be put on Anthony Edwards' shoulders. Whereas the Knicks, they still have Karl-Anthony Towns. They still have Jalen Brunson. This is still a team that can put it all together, right? Like, Mikal Bridges is still another good star. Josh Hart's the energy guy. It's just a team that provides more of that oomph, right? I don't think Julius Randle for the Timberwolves is something that I'm going to be afraid of as a coach, game planning or scheming up to defend.
Now, over on the ice, we've got the Panthers up 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to assume they make the Stanley Cup. You're sitting there with tickets on both Dallas and Edmonton in the futures market to win it all. Right now, 0-0, about halfway through the first. Who do you want to win this Dallas-Edmonton series to take on the Panthers?
I actually probably going to go, most people will be surprised about this, but I'd probably go with Dallas. I just think defensively, to stop this Panthers team, you have to be strong defensively. You have to also be quick defensively, and the Stars are both of those. The Oilers can find themselves, if they find themselves in kind of scary situations and where it's just a fast-paced game, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Panthers. But from where I'm standing, and I know Money Puck agrees when they put out their projections, it just feels like this is going to be a Panthers Stanley Cup, and I'm going to be sitting there holding my tickets and have to rip them to shreds.
He is Brad Thomas. Find his work over at NBC Sports Bet at Mr. Brad Thomas over on the Twitter machine. Man, living the life, getting the Rays this morning, handicapping games, watch some stuff. Absolutely jealous of you, buddy. Have a good one, and I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Mike, we're looking at a 3-0 lead for the Orioles in the 7th, so that is still at least happening currently. The Pirates have tied it up on the Brewers. We are 3-3 there in that one. Still 3-1 Giants and Nats, and we got a couple more runs in the Reds and Cubs. It's now up to 12 runs there in that thing.
The gift that keeps on giving, the offense in that Reds-Cubs game. Hopefully DFS players got a piece of that there. Sweating out the bottom of the 5th, Matt. Need a run from the Astros here to tie it up and at least get the push there on the Astros money line through the first 5.
The Rays decided that they could hit the baseball today, 9-0 over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have but 3 hits there in that one. And here's another good thing. My handicap was Bubic is good, and I think that he's going to have a lot of success against this Twins lineup. They have 2 hits, Mike. They have 2 hits, and I'm losing the bet. Royals have 0 runs on 6 hits.
That's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
When you're out hitting a team 6-2 and you're losing 1-0, you're like, come on, guys. Come on. Come on, just one. Get one across, so at least we're tied.
I know what y'all are saying out there. You're like, Matt, it's the process. It's not the results. I understand, but let's get the results to go along with the process in this one here. Final segment. When we come back, I'm ready, set, bet.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Ready, Set, Bet with Matt Brown and Mike Somich on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Final segment, Ready, Set, Bet. Where does the time go? Let me tell you, Mike, we are sitting here 0-0, Dallas and Edmonton, about 6 minutes left in the first period there. All I had to do was come on and complain about a handicap gone wrong. Instead, hey, what do we have? What do we have there? They chase Bailey Ober and the Royals get one across. We're at least live 1-1 there in the 7th inning. Feels good. Feels good when you can just sit there and talk it into existence.
Yeah, hey, if I had that skill, I'd be using it. You're just much more talented than I am about your negative Nancy complaining out there.
Whoa!
I unfortunately can't make that kind of stuff happen. We'll say this, Matt. We talked about the under 6.5 in that Stars-Oilers game. 0-0, 6 minutes left in the first period. Oh, I take that back. 1-0 Edmonton as they get on the board first.
Did you just
there with
you just saw you're seeing the future then, because I'm guessing that this is about to happen right here. There it is. So there we go.
1-0 Edmonton. Evan Bouchard scores the goal there. The total in game now 5.5. So an interesting spot. If you have the under 6.5, you can now play the over 5.5 and just root for 6 if you wanted to.
This is, we talked a lot about this Reds and Cubs game as well, and just as kind of like moving forward. It looks like Ben Brown just hasn't really figured it out quite yet, Mike. So even though he's a highly pedigreed dude and certainly has the capability, I'm sure he will one day be a competent pitcher in Major League Baseball, but there's something that's going on with him. Teams are getting to him that they were not able to do in AAA. So I think just with this Cubs team, even though they're 31-21, even though they pound the ball and et cetera, maybe it's not even a bet against necessarily the Cubs in that game, but always maybe a look towards an over because they do hit the ball very, very well. And he seems to be giving it up as we sit right now. I'm not sure that his rotation spot is absolutely secure after getting hammered around here the last few starts, but just something to take with us moving forward.
I would assume the rotation spot is not safe. And it is someone where I would be looking toward the overs because this is a bad pitcher with a good lineup behind him. So if you're not facing a dominant pitcher, a good spot to take over 8.5, over 9. We're seeing that today in Cincinnati where we already have 12 runs on the board. Let's
get to our G-Bank best bets in case people want to get these into their account. We still have one more race to go, race number 8 over at Gulfstream.
Yeah, we're going to the number 7 horse in the 8th race at Gulfstream. Peppa, who's dropping down
Hold
to
on,
the
Mike.
$8,000 claim.
Goal! Edmonton scores again.
Oh, Connor McDavid this time.
2-0, 5:22 left in the first. We were sitting here talking about how this game was going perfectly, and then 2-0, just like that.
Yeah, don't love that for the under, not going to lie.
I'll tell you who does.
We are back to the...
My Edmonton friends out here. They're loving it. Yeah, my Edmonton friends. They got some sort of chant going on.
You can get 6.5 under plus 120 now, Matt. So we've seen this total shift. It was 4.5 when it was 0-0 with 6 minutes left, and now it's 6.5 again here in the in-game total. Gulfstream Park race number 8, number 7 horse. I'm a Peppa 5-2 on the morning line. It's a horse that fits at the level. First off, the layoff here, middle of the 4-year-old season, should improve as well. Enough pace to chase, but should be forwardly placed in and of itself. So like the 7, I'm a Peppa 5-2 on the morning line there. And then one more baseball play for me. Give me the Phillies minus a 1.5 today. We talked about Jesus Luzardo quite a bit, a pitcher that we both respect that was very highly pedigreed when he came up through the A's organization, went to Miami where pitchers go to die, and then ends up in a good organization here with the Philadelphia Phillies, and we've seen him pitch very well. I think he keeps that up today. So give me the Phillies minus 1.5. You've got a couple plays left on the diamond as well.
Yeah, everything you just said there for the Phillies and A's under 10, which is just, hey, the Phillies might score 6 or 7 of their own, but I think Jesus Luzardo is for real. I mean, you look... We love baseball because we do get all of these different stats. We do get to really, really dig into what's going on with these dudes and how it can differ from what you see with your eyes just at a glance. And he's the real deal, man. Like everything that we have seen from him on a surface stat standpoint is getting backed up by the advanced stats. And it was always there, Mike. Like you said, I mean, super, super, super hyped prospect that just never really figured it out in Oakland. You're never going to get anything done down there with the Marlins. And so change of scenery. Also, you're the third dude there. You're not the dude. You're the third dude. Might be helping him as well. I think he keeps these A's at bay here today. So I'm taking the under 10 there in that one. And I like the Padres on the road here at plus money on the money line against the Braves. It's not that I don't like Schwellenbach. I do. But if you look at Dylan Cease, he's just been pretty unlucky this year. Every single thing that we saw from Cease last year that made him really good is there this year. It just hasn't happened out there on the diamond so far. And you can see with the deal, he's not one of the guys where we say, oh, regression is definitely coming. This would actually be on the positive side of the regression monster because his surface stats are way worse than what his expecteds should be. So give me the Padres on the road. I know Spencer Schwellenbach is very, very good. It's just a price thing here, man. Plus 120, 125, 122, whatever it might be that's available out there. Padres on the money line. I know you weren't willing to go there, but you at least see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign the handicap, right? I do think that this is one of those spots where you expect Cease to get a little bit better. This Braves team feels like they're about to go on a run to me. And it's hard sometimes to price teams, right, when you get stars back. Yeah. Acuna Jr. joining this team 2 games ago, hits homers in his first 2 games. You can just kind of start to feel the tide turn there in Atlanta, who had a really tough early season, has now started to get it back on the rails. I don't know how to price Atlanta right now, so it makes it hard for me to bet against them.
Yeah, I'm going to see and just make sure, see if the starting lineups have come out for that one yet. They have, and he is playing and he is leading off. I didn't know if it would be one of those where like, hey, give him a day off because he's just coming off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know if it could be one of those situations, but he is playing and he is leading off. Acuna, Baldwin, Ozuna, Olsen, Riley. It's a pretty good first 5. It's a pretty
all
good first 5.
All of a sudden, I mean... Verdugo, Albies, like Harris is hitting 8th. Like all of a sudden, this Atlanta lineup looks like the vaunted Atlanta lineup that we talked about before the season started, and now you're starting to get some of the pitching back as well. Like it's tough to price them right now because you don't know specifically what type of impact you're going to get with Acuna, and then you have Baldwin, a prospect who's hitting very well for them at catcher, hitting that second spot. We talked about Kyle Tucker going to the Cubs and the difference that made to the lineup. Just inserting that one specific player in there. Kind of feels like Acuna can be that one guy who's always been that good and just been out of the lineup for this Braves team.
And Mike, I mean, as we just said, there's 6-1s available out there, you know, and I understand the Phillies are very good and I have a Phillies ticket already. And so, you know, I would be betting kind of against myself. But that being said, I mean, at 6-1, do I think that they could get run down? I think they could get run down. And not only think they could get run down is because our whole handicap here for this Phillies team was they're a little bit older team. They kind of need to run on the right side of variance when it comes to an injury standpoint. They have so far, but that's not to say, I mean, we're still only 50 games into the season.
Yeah, it's still early. Now is the time. If you want a Braves ticket, I wouldn't be waiting. I'll just put it that way. I'm not waiting for 2-3 weeks. Yeah, like this is when you could start to see that run transpire. And if that's the case, you want to make sure you get the best number before they really rip 5 in a row, 6 in a row off.
Guys, of course, the GBank Best Bets are brought to you by GBank, and we're going to introduce you to the $500 trifecta from GBank, First Bet, and Visa. And all you do is open a GBank Visa Signature credit card in the first 90 days, deposit and play through $1,000 at First Bet to trigger the $500 trifecta. You'll receive $200 in cashback rewards on your Visa Signature card there from GBank. First Bet will give you a $100 deposit match, and then VSiN will complete it with a VSiN Pro subscription through August the 31st. So a $500 trifecta from GBank, First Bet, and VSiN. Head to VSiN.com/GBank. That is VSIN.com, the letter GBANK. It is a one-time promotion limited to customers opening a new account in response to this offer. Will not apply to requests to convert existing accounts. Apply today. Terms and conditions do apply. 2-0 Edmonton on Dallas in the first period. Still 2.5 minutes left there in that one. Everything was going rosy until it wasn't.
Yeah, but loving the under now back to -110 at 6.5. So we're starting to see it float back that direction as we have no goals scored since that quick 2 from Edmonton. But I was loving life there. Under 6.5, 0-0 with 6.5 minutes left in the first period. You got to like your position. Then all of a sudden, bang, bang, 2-zip Edmonton.
You're up 5-0 when you're the Orioles. Your season's like looking like crap. And you're like, okay, maybe we're going to win, 2 out of the last 3 here versus the Red Sox. And then Adley Rutschman gets banged up and he has to exit the game here for the Orioles. It's just this one thing after another for this Orioles squad. They do have a 5-0 lead on the Red Sox, but yeah.
You can't lose him.
No, you can't.
You guys can't have nice things in Baltimore this year.
2 more runs in Cincinnati. 3 more runs in Cincinnati. 8-7 now. 15 runs there in that one. If you go win a DFS contest today because we told you to stack this game, just send us a screenshot. You don't even have to buy us a beer or anything next time you see us, but just send it to us here. We're only in the 7th inning, Mike. 15 runs across.
Should have played the alt overs, Matt. You called 14. You said 14 between them. You were a little low.
I should have been better. Sorry, guys. I'll try to be better next time. Stick around. Live Bet Sunday is coming up your way. We'll be followed by cashing out a little bit later, and of course, VSiN by the books in the morning as well. For Mike, I am Matt. Good luck on all your bets.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.